Welcome to your new home in McAllen, Texas.
This place used to be totally different. We took 29 motel rooms that were dated. Remember, these were built in the 50s, and we turned them around. We gutted these down to the studs. We replaced the electrical. We replaced the plumbing. We even added gas lines. And now we have a beautiful 29-unit multifamily. So bear with me, there's a lot that we're packaging into this one offer for the resident. In this motel to apartment conversion, we have sewer, water, trash, electric, internet, washer, dryer, dishwasher, microwave, oven, stove, all included for just one monthly fee.
Y no se preocupe, nosotros hablamos español. Go ahead and go to studiosonfourth.com, check out the floor plans that we have available, and submit your information. And just a friendly reminder, we have everything included: sewer, water, trash, electric, utilities, even fiber high-speed internet. Submit your info and we'll get back to you. Welcome home.
All right, welcome. My name is Blaine Wright, acquisition executive here for Motel to Apartments. Happy Tuesday afternoon or morning, depending on where you are in the world or in the United States. So just going to talk a little bit about who we are, what we are, and what we're doing. Been in business here going on about 5 years, going on our fifth project, projects in Arizona and South Texas as well. So I'm going to share my screen here. And I'm just going to go and just kind of go through, what we're doing and who we are. So we're going to go through our buy box here. There we go. So basically our buy box, we're going to talk about our target markets here. So we were in Texas, Arizona, Southeast is kind of where we're looking for. Major metros in Texas: Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin area, Arizona. Phoenix metro is basically the best place for what we do or where we look for, and that's the Tempe, Chandler, Scottsdale. Those are all in the Phoenix metro area. And then Southeast, Charlotte, Raleigh, Nashville, and then Florida, Miami, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Jacksonville, and then even Atlanta, Georgia area. We've looked at properties in Atlanta as well. And so those are the areas that we're looking at. The question I always get is, hey, what about Pennsylvania? Or, hey, what about, California or Washington State? Realistically, we would look at anything if the numbers are good enough. But these other markets we're familiar with. We've done deals in Texas. We've done deals in Arizona. We have connections in the Southeast of contractors and other people. So we feel comfortable in the Southeast, and we also the population migration is coming into the South. Taxes, better taxes, better economies. Better weather, so it makes it attractive. And then there's a housing shortages in all these places as well. They need housing desperately, and then that's where we come in. So property specifications. So basically, we would love to have something 1980s or newer. We would look at something older, but ideally it would be 80s or newer. And the reason is we don't have to deal with asbestos. We don't have to deal with lead-based paint. Room size, realistically, because there's going to be kitchenettes in the rooms, we need to be at least 300 square feet. That's just the reality. We've tried smaller rooms, and it just isn't enough room under 300 square feet. So 300 is kind of the minimum. Obviously, 350 to 400 is even better. That's 400 to 450 square feet. That's kind of our wheelhouse. But it is a little bit harder to find rooms those size. They do exist, but they're a little bit harder to find. Amenities, obviously, we talked about before, Sunbelt states, a pool or an outside area is critical. Also, um, uh, workout facility, maybe some flex space, meeting space is also desirable. We've looked at assets that have bar and restaurants in them as well, open to that. And then room count, obviously, we want to be about 100. Most hospitality assets are around that 100 number, a little above, a little below. Ideally, for us to do an add value to a 100 unit or 100 room asset, doing something at 85 rooms, the cost is pretty close to being the same. And so we'd rather have the higher room count. That's just, more money in our pocket. And then room type, obviously, we're flexible. We know that a lot of rooms don't have kitchenettes in them, but if there's an asset out there about kitchenettes that has kitchenettes, that would be a home run as well. That takes 30% of cost right off the top because it's a lipstick, very simple add value process. We're replacing one asset and or we're replacing kitchens and dated material in one asset, and we're just putting in new stuff. Building height. So we've looked at lots of different buildings. Ideally, probably no bigger than 4 stories. We are flexible, but realistically, probably 4 is the max. And we also want to work with independent hotels. Those are preferred, just because with the brands, a lot of times there's what's called liquidated damages, and that can complicate the acquisition as well. All right, so location. So we talked a little bit about actual city locations, and then as far as within a city, we look at where healthcare is, where education opportunities are, universities, college students are big. People that are in that are students. Our housing actually kind of works for student housing. So if we're close to a university, we looked at one in Texas, just south of Austin. San Marcos was the city, and Texas State University is in that town, and so it would have made some sense if we could have made the deal work. And then retail, approximate shopping, major retailers, Walmart, Target, Costco, those major retailers. We look for those and ride on their coattails because they've done a lot of the deep dive as far as population goes, and they're not building and spending millions of dollars on building assets if there's not a population to support it. Transportation, it's a big positive to have public transportation, whether it's buses, whether it's a train, to be able to get to and from. So that's ideal to be within a walking proximity of a bus stop, of things of that nature, just because people that are using our asset sometimes don't have a car, and public transportation is their only means of transportation. And then obviously talked about retailers, Costco, Trader Joe's, Sam's Club, Target. We're looking for A-class retail within a 5-mile circle. And then also, obviously within 5 miles of an international airport would be good. I would probably say 15 to 20 miles. Easy driving distance to a international airport is also something we look for, because we do have people that use our housing for short-term workforce housing as well, whether you're a traveling nurse or a traveling contractor, things of that nature. All right, so and we want to be within 1 to 5 miles of hospitals, universities, retail, medical, business, industrial complexes. So that means jobs. We talked about public transportation, and then obviously major retailers. So we want to be within 1 to 5 miles of those, and then public transportation within walking distance, 1 to 2 miles. All right, acquisition. So ideally, we're willing to do a cash transaction, open to that. It has to be a discounted it'd be a discounted purchase. It's fast, and then deeply discounted is what we would do with that. Seller financing, that is our bread and butter. That is what we've acquired all of our assets to date with. It just makes it easier for us to keep some of our capital in reserve in order to do the add value. And it also is a faster process than traditional financing. Now, with that being said, we would do traditional financing. We would do bank financing, but it's a longer due diligence. You've got appraisals, and it's just going to take longer. You're probably, it's probably going to be double the time frame from a seller financing deal to a bank financing deal, just because we don't pull the levers on a bank financing deal. We're relying on the lender and their requirements we have to follow. And then the other one we've done before is joint venture with the current owner. A lot of times we run into owners that have maybe been in an asset for a long time and, maybe want a piece of the upside, what we're doing. And so if they own the property, we can work together in a joint venture agreement. All right, so here's our overall approach. So basically, we identify potential properties meeting our criteria in our target market. So we know what we're looking for. We've gone over what we're looking for. So once we've identified that, then we try to hit those markets and locate potential deals. I mean, that's what we spend probably most of our time doing, is trying to find the right deal at the right place at the right price. And then we evaluate the condition, the location, and then the redevelopment potential. We just kind of go over and say, hey, is this going to work for what we do? And then next step is we negotiate terms, and we complete the property acquisition. And then the last and most important part, we convert it. We start to work, ideally from start to finish, depending on the project. We'd like to get done in about a year, from the time we acquire to the time we get finished. Ideally, we would like to be in and out in a year. And typically, what we do in that process is we take a block of rooms, work on those rooms, take them offline, get them back online. And then we take another group of rooms, get them done offline, and get them put back online. Ideally, what we do is we take a block of rooms at a time. We totally don't shut down the asset, so there's a continual some cash flow coming in on the property. All right, so kind of went through everything with you as far as what we do and how we do it. Here's our contact information. My phone, 623-695-0940. That is our direct number. Email info@motelsapartments.com, and then our website. Go check us out. You can see what we're doing. Motels2apartments.com. Take a look at it, what we're doing. We also have our own brand called Park Rise that we're developing, that will be branded on the assets that we acquire as a flexible living option into the marketplace that we're excited about. So that's it for me today. Hopefully everybody's having a great Tuesday, and feel free to reach out to me if you've got anything that might be a fit. If you're a broker, if you're an owner, feel free to reach out to us and see if maybe your property might be a fit, and we'll definitely take a look. And everybody have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Welcome to your new home in McAllen, Texas.
This place used to be totally different. We took 29 motel rooms that were dated. Remember, these were built in the 50s, and we turned them around. We gutted these down to the studs. We replaced the electrical. We replaced the plumbing. We even added gas lines. And now we have a beautiful 29-unit multifamily. So bear with me, there's a lot that we're packaging into this one offer for the resident. In this motel to apartment conversion, we have sewer, water, trash, electric, internet, washer, dryer, dishwasher, microwave, oven, stove, all included for just one monthly fee.
Y no se preocupe, nosotros hablamos español. Go ahead and go to studiosonfourth.com, check out the floor plans that we have available, and submit your information. And just a friendly reminder, we have everything included: sewer, water, trash, electric, utilities, even fiber high-speed internet. Submit your info and we'll get back to you. Welcome home.